And we're live on the internet. Well, we're not technically live. But
Yeah, I was about to say, live-ish.
live
For the
adjacent.
future on the internet.
Future. I mean, how much we edit it might as well be live.
Yeah, might as well be. We could be streaming this. Except then we'd say something wrong and we'd regret our lives.
I mean, theoretically, we could be streaming this.
I know. But anyway, what is this episode?
This is something we discuss. Episode, my brain is telling me 29.
All right. Well, then it's
Hello.
29-ish.
And
Hello, this is James.
and
that's
productivity.
Joe. And we do...
Procrastination.
Yes, very well. So much, in fact, that you may glean how to not be procrastinators just by listening to this.
Mm-hmm. Just do what we don't.
Do what we don't. Exactly.
So we were sitting here discussing because we were discussing.
That's what we do.
Yeah. We were, beginning our morning with a bit of discussion about fasting because I have been for like the last 4 weeks and I've had about a pound.
Not straight, people. Don't worry about him.
Huh?
Like he's eaten within the 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Gosh. No, I haven't been fasting for 4 weeks. I would look a lot different, I think. No, so I've been doing 3 days off, 4 days on. And
how many hours ish on average?
I'd say 62 to 66 is usually where I make it.
Okay. Great.
If I wanted to, I could start including, because I do D&D on Thursdays, and it's really fun to eat something tasty and play D&D. So it's kind of become my like cutoff time.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, that's great. 66 hours is a long time.
Yeah.
Definitely busting into that fat layer at that point.
Yeah. And it shows. Like I've been losing some good amount of weight. This is not health advice. Make sure to consult your doctor before you.
Yeah, we're not doctors, obviously.
Yeah. Make sure to consult your doctor before you try.
We don't have enough debt for doctors.
Yeah, not yet. Give us time. But no, it's been good. We were discussing fasting and whatnot, and James was wanting to go into an anecdote about.
Oh, yes. Thank you. You reminded me. No, I was thinking the other day, I was like, a lot of the times I don't feel hungry, and I'm just ends up being thirsty, like we were talking about. Mm-hmm. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, the hunger it isn't there for me right now, getting it done. And I think there is a time that I feel that hunger of the wolf, and because you characterize, like the wolf, and you realize that that's probably why people are scared of werewolves, things like that, is because they know that the ferocity and the ravaging,
So,
and I
hate to interrupt you.
Okay, go ahead.
However, I can't take the word wolf and werewolf seriously anymore because every time I hear the word wolf, I correct it in my head to woof. And werewolf.
Why?
Because it's something I do to people in real life. Because I think it's funny to call them woofs.
Oh. Well, you've damaged it then. But
No, continue about the werewolves.
yeah, the werewolves. That you've ruined it now
Ferocious.
for me. Yeah,
Ferocious.
so ferocious.
Tenacious.
But anyway, the hunger, I'll just forget about the wolves, okay? The hunger to get it done um, is real for me anyway. And that's what I want, and that's what I don't have right now. Uh, I have I have the intellectual side that goes, okay, you need to start doing some stuff. But there's a big difference between that and a hunger to get it done. What are your thoughts on that?
So yeah, so you're saying that there's a gap between wanting to get something done and knowing you need to get something done.
Well, when the hungry aspect of it would say there's a little bit more like a draw to get it done. Like when there's almost this need, you know, that is pulling you, and you must listen to that need, is more of what I want to access, but I'm not ready yet. Um, and
Interesting.
right now it's like, okay, I know what I want to begin to do. And on Wednesday, I have already decided that that is a potential day where I can start some of these things. But but I'm not ready to unleash,
The
that
woof.
that beast,
The
yet.
ferocious woof. So so you're saying kind of like the hunger versus thirst, where sometimes you feel thirsty and to get something done like intellectually, and you get like a like a
That's a great parallel. Thirst and hunger. I'm thirsty right now. I'm getting thirstier every day, but I am not hungry yet.
yeah, and a little bit of work will sate your thirst, but you're not hungry to get something done, like something hearty.
Yeah, I'm still in that half vacation mode. I'm still wanting to have fun, and and a lot of my mentality is like, okay, well, me and Heather have a break. That's what we're gonna be doing.
Mm-hmm. Um.
Uh,
So was this last week half vacation mode or full vacation mode?
to me, it was more full vacation mode. It was more me just saying, you know what, I'm just gonna see what normal life is like, and enjoy it. And I don't really have to say I have been.
I think it's important.
It's it's been pretty relaxing for me this last week, but I've slowly been allowing myself, to listen to the thirst of, hey, you want to get some stuff done this year, and you really need to put on, you know, but when, you know, when is it advantageous to do that? Um, and maybe I don't have to. Well, I don't know. I do want the hunger to be helpful, and to some degree, it's like I feel like if I just do a little bit, it may not be enough to help me to be to carry me on to do more. You know, it's like it's just a bite, you know, instead of a meal. You know, I feel like I want to be more above average than I would be, but I don't want to take advantage, or I don't want him to not take advantage, rather, of the period of time that I've had with nothing. I feel like it's like, you know, percolating. You know, it's festering, and it's going to get to the point where it's like it's going to cause its own momentum. You know, it's going to boil over, and I want to use that. I don't want to squander it. Does that make any sense?
No, I get the sentiment behind it. It's waiting for that drive to return, waiting for that, like, that that spurring of one's own self. I would hesitate against waiting for that, though. Just because it is fleeting. It is a fleeting feeling. I think focusing more on...
What if it isn't, though? I mean, what if we just chain it up so much instead of letting it free a little bit more?
How would you go about that?
Well, you know, when I was working really hard that one period of time a while back, it was like, you know, I was like, I tried to just make it so much of every that I could. It never really left the day, you know, even though the day might have incorporated other things, watching shows with family, you know, whatever. But it always lingered, and it was easily reobtainable. And I want to keep some of that without, you know, but yet at the same time have a little bit of time to do, you know, some of these things I have been enjoying lately. I don't want to lose that, but at the same time, I don't want to lose that hunger either. So it's like, how can I make a more perfect balance where I allow for that energy level and that drive to still exist, but maybe in a more controlled fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm thinking, like, my first day off, try not to let anybody tell me what's going to happen that day. And instead allow that to be a possibility for me to go, you know, hard on it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, well, I guess it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But to just have a full day where nobody has any I don't make any appointments. I don't make anything, and it just becomes like a full day for me to listen or unlock that potential that's there.
Which day will that be? I think it's important to
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay. Yeah, I think it's worth giving it a shot because I think part of what we are as productivity and procrastination, not just like, oh, we have to make sure we get stuff done now. It's learning how to get stuff done in a way that's sustainable, in a way that's going to work for us. And I don't expect us to have the same way of getting things done. I think it's important that we do explore other avenues. So I think that's a good idea. Now, I will caution you against like waiting too long to get some stuff done, because it's been about, this would be the 4th week of vacation, and that it's getting to the point where it stops becoming vacation. It becomes like the life.
Right. Well, the thirst is there. And it's like a lot of mulling over, because I like some of my life right now. But at the same time, I know I need to get stuff done. How do you marry those two, And for me, it's like I need to go really as fast as I can, or more, not speed, but mindset. I need to be in this product 100% for a chunk of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I have to worry about it just like taking over, like the relaxation thing. At all. I just want something that feels like I have them both. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask some probing questions?
Yeah, please.
So, you're playing this hot video game that some would refer to as 7 Days to Die. I would refer to it as zombie game. What's stopping you from having your laptop open and accessible during the evening times, which is not as much to do? Or if you do have things to do during the evening, are you able to put those off during the day of the game and write during the evening?
Are you talking about in-game?
Yeah. Well, I was saying, like, have your laptop to the side and have...
Dude, I can hardly... have time to go get a drink.
Oh.
Let alone do anything. I am 100%. Like, we're out at night. We're doing stuff. Like, there's never a moment that we aren't doing something.
Oh, okay.
It's impossible. I mean, might as well have a scrap of paper out for an obscure idea here. No, I can't play the game and work. I guess here's the thing. There are so many things I want to do. It's like one of them is, I'm slowly preparing to start my first yard product. or project. And I've been buying tools and gathering stuff and figuring out stuff. And I need some time to do that too. And I'm like thinking, well, man, I have all these things I want to do. I want to work on my business too, you know? It's like there's all these things. And how do I do them all? You know? And I've determined, you know what? If I just had a me day where I just had control. Yeah, I didn't have so many people pulling me, and people started to realize that was the day yeah, he may do what you ask. He may decide that's a great idea and join you, but you know, James is doing what James does that day. It could be completely random, you know. And that's what it is. It's like that's my 24 hours, you know, where I can choose to go and satiate that hunger, working on my project, or working on the yard, or whatever it is. I think, and let's just say it was an extreme day. You know, it's like, oh man, I woke up and man, I'm writing on something. I have enough time to continue all stinking day if I wanted to, you know, long, many hours. And that amount of time, even if it's just one day a week, that amount of time that you have available could allow for big growth in any endeavor. I mean, imagine if you had a day and you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna paint all damn day. Wet on wet, let's just do that, and just every single time just blank over the thing and redo it. You know, at the end it's like an inch thick, you know. It's like, I mean, who knows how much progress can be made in just one whole day. And that's obviously the maximum. I'm probably never gonna have a full day, if anything.
Yeah.
But you get what I mean. That for me, it's like allowing for me to play for my strengths, which are, you know, when I jump into something, I can keep swimming for a long time. And it's using that strength in the best possible way for me.
I gotcha. So, and then again, this is probing. Again, I'm not like trying to come at you.
Go ahead. Okay.
Do you think that maybe part of this is your tendency to make excuses to not do something?
That depends on if I get anything really done. It could be. Or it might be the right decision.
Okay.
Proof is in the pudding, like they say. I have no idea what that means, but
yeah, you have to sift
they
through
say
the pudding.
I mean, did they put alcohol in that? The proof is in the. I mean, what is the meaning of that? I need to look it up.
I don't need to look it up.
I look up these things.
Yeah.
Like,
let people tell me about them.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. What does that mean?
Don't look in the mirror, James.
Oh. Anyway.
So your plan is to have a.
I know what it means. No, I looked it up. Anyway.
Did you?
Yeah. I did.
Okay. What is it?
Well, you see, Joe, let's just translate it to today's environment. Don't look a gift car in the hood, or see what I mean? It's like back in the day, if somebody gave you a horse, you wouldn't be like studying it and going, oh, looking at its teeth, because you want to look at the health of the horse, see how good it is.
I know what that. Like, I know the idea behind the phrase.
Okay,
Be thankful for what you get.
Well, yeah, that idea, but did you know why the mouth?
Yeah, because you're checking the health of the horse.
Okay. Well, then you don't need to. Fine.
Oh. All right. I just assumed that was common knowledge.
Well, I want to know the history of it. Like
take your horse to the dentist, James.
I guess. Okay. Well, maybe I didn't need to look it up. You're smarter than me, Joe. No. You don't need to look these things up.
I'm the big dumb. So your plan this week is to not have anything planned for Wednesday, and then kind of go where the day takes you.
Well, the first part is to allow for the day. Right. I got to actually section off the day, which I haven't told anybody yet. So that's the first part. And the second part is have some kind of an idea of how to attack the day. So that's another part. And then is to pull the trigger. So right now it's like, oh yeah, maybe I'll have a day, but I don't necessarily, I haven't unleashed the hunger. So
yeah, I was going to ask,
is anything going to get done that day? I don't know. There's a few factors there. So, but you're right. It has been some time. So I need to think about what I am going to want to accomplish for that day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and then what about the rest of the week? If the hunger strikes you, do you think you'll be able to find time to pull out your laptop and work on stuff, or?
Well, one, if it's needed, maybe. At night, after work, nope, no. In the morning.
Yeah, I feel that.
In the morning, depends on what time I wake up and what I have to do. So there isn't a lot of normalcy in the mornings. It's pretty random, like what's happening, what is my cat doing, what do people need, what happens, and how long do I sleep? Did I sleep longer than normal? Do I have any time? Did I get called in early? Like 2 times this last week.
Oof.
So it's just random. And
they make you cut the time, don't they?
I'm done with that conversation. So it just depends, and I have no 100%, but I know I have a 100% controllable environment Wednesday, my first day off. That I know I have. So I can only control what I know, is possible. Now, is it possible that, I will want to do that enough and I will get up early and I will make some time? I'll leave that door open, but I'm not going to rely on it. I'm going to rely on what I actually can. A day that is mine, I can control. Because I am enjoying my life right now. I don't have any stress. I My dad always said it took him about 3 weeks off to really feel like he was on vacation.
I believe it.
And I don't know. More I get older, the more I agree. I now feel pretty relaxed. And now I can start thinking about rearranging my life to keep some of that relaxation and at the same time get some work done. And I've been mulling it over, for a while, for weeks. In my mind, I'm like, okay, yeah, when can I do these things? And it's like every day I get home, and like it's the same thing. It's like people want to have fun.
Yeah.
People like to have fun. Imagine that.
Who knew?
And it's such a routine now. Right? I get home at 11 p.m. I eat. I watch one episode of a show with my family. And then after that, me and Heather are playing 7 Days for an hour, hour and a half. And we go to bed. So that's a routine.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to change, probably. And so the morning time, a little more malleable, but a little more random in what I have control over and the way I feel. I'm going to be working in a while.
Right.
But that day off, that first day off, now I could flip-flop that. This week it has to be the first day because the next day is my anniversary. So I have absolutely no say on what day is going to be spent with Heather.
Yeah.
But the next week, if I needed to swap, the first day I felt like I need to just relax and I need to play some games and whatever, hopefully I would have enough control to go, okay, well, and foresight to inform people that, okay, on Thursday I'm off limits, unless I'm asking, So that's kind of the way I am right now.
All right, I'm writing down a note to ask you how Wednesday went for next week. Because, I'm curious as to how that's going to end up working out for you and how it's going to feel to have that day to yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, it can't just be... If I'm going to work on stuff on my day off, it can't just feel like what I would normally get done in one day just doing a little.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like to take advantage of my current mindsets of everything, I really have to really just get some really movement. I have to get further. There must be some change. And that could take a little bit more than just an hour, So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also I would caution yourself from being too hard on yourself, because it would have been almost 4 weeks, or it'd been 3.5 weeks come Wednesday. So granted, starting some work is already progress, but I think for you it's finding and capturing that hunger and seeing if you can feed off of it. I want to go over my week. So my week was good. am still in between drawing programs, which is leading to some other interesting things happening. So I'm trying to figure out which drawing program I'm trying to use. And I'm trying to find one that's going to work for me that I don't have to pay Photoshop for, because I don't like Photoshop's new AI leaning stuff. Granted, they did roll it back in the terms of service or whatever, but again, it's like I don't want to be promoting. I don't want to be paying for that service if my stuff will end up being used as AI. Like, granted, I think if my stuff is used as AI training data, it's going to lower the bar for AI, but eventually I'll get good enough that it'll might raise the bar. So, with that being said, so I'm looking at a couple of them. I'm looking at Krita, I'm looking at Clip Studio Paint, and I'm looking at Paint Tool Sci 2. Currently, right now, Paint Tool Sci 2 is working kind of what I want it to be. I'll actually have to do a full illustration, which means sitting down at my computer and doing that. But the hunger, the drive, the woof inside of me has been wanting to create. And so yesterday I ended up sitting on the couch with my brother. We were just like watching some anime, and I just spent a good few hours drawing a picture, and then I tried to watercolor it. And that was, to me, the equivalent of, like, drawing it digitally and painting and coloring it that way. So it felt interesting to do it manually, which I really liked. I ended up doing a drawing, which I really like. It started out terrible, but eventually turned into something I enjoyed.
I have to ask, did you ever try that technique that I was talking about?
No,
with the watercolors?
I haven't yet. I do need to, but I barely have any mechanical skill in watercoloring, let alone, like, I'm still getting my brush wet, still getting my feet wet in the whole thing there. So it's come to find out, my book is not that great for watercolors. It says it was okay. I think it's more of maybe a possible me issue, or like, I don't know. So I'm gonna hopefully get some graphite pencils today and play around with those, because those might be fun.
Yeah.
Some like actual like graphite. I don't know. We'll see what's out there. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Charcoal and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Shading, smudging.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of excited about. That I think that'll be a fun project for me. And then so I ended up trying a different drawing pad, because my drawing pad, they don't sell anymore, or I couldn't find it, and I was very sad about that. So I ended up having to try a new one, and I ordered this one from Amazon, and I'm liking them, so I'm happy about that. The pages are thick enough. I feel like it's good enough for now. The other one I was using was not good, and so I returned it along with a sketch that was inside of the book. So whoever buys that one's gonna get a Lamia in the front page. So that's kind of fun.
Nice.
I left it in there just because I thought it was interesting, just to send it back with a drawing in it.
Yep.
But yeah, so I've had a good art week. I have a hunger to get better at specific anatomies, because like I want to be progressing, and I see the gap of where I am, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to work on this, I need to work on this, and there's this like, okay, I'm just gonna go do that. And so it feels good to have that, and it's nice. And I have been jumping on those like random inspirations, like I didn't have time to tell you the I want to draw something and then watercolor it, because I jumped on it too fast. I how like sometimes I'll be like, come on here and be like, oh, I have an idea, I want to do this. But no, I didn't. Right. I jumped on it because I know it's a fleeting bitch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that kind of plays into the way I feel. It's like, yeah, when I do it, I want to go, really heavy because the hunger subsides, and you want to jump on it.
yeah, yeah. I've been having a good week. I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to curling up on my couch and drawing. It's it's nice. It's hard for me to draw at my computer now.
Really?
Yeah, I think I've had that for a while now. It's hard for me to draw on my computer or drawing digitally in general. It doesn't have the same feeling. I liked drawing in Photoshop because I had that one chalk brush that I really, really like.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't seem to recreate it, and I can't seem to recreate it in other programs because I haven't. That's something I also need to do is I need to learn to take the time to, or I need to take the time, not need to learn to take the time. I need to take the time to learn how to use brushes in these other programs because I never learned it in Photoshop. I just borrowed that chalk brush and used it, and that's all I needed. And so now I'm trying to learn how to use brushes in Paint Tool Sai and Clip Studio Paint to see if I can make what I want. So yeah, digital is becoming harder just because I don't have a program and I'm not in love with my tablet anymore. And sitting at my computer is I don't know. I don't know how sitting at my computer feels, but it's not exactly where I like to draw anymore. At least not digitally. Like, I don't mind drawing physically at my computer, just digital. I think it's just a digital issue. Like, I think it's just I don't have a program, and then I want to get a different drawing tablet.
Well, as long as you don't completely shut off digital, I mean, it is.
No, I think digital is great. I don't have an issue with digital. I think my best creations will end up being digital just because it's easier to use references when you're using digital. There's just a lot of pluses. But yeah, that's been my week. I've had a good art week.
Well, that is good to hear. I had wondered how you've been doing the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's again, it's like I don't know. I didn't have a vacation, but I also didn't feel like I needed one because of kind of just the way that I approach my craft is like you're very like
on and off.
Yeah, and I'm a very like, do I feel like doing this? Yes, let's do this. And so it's already just become not a something I have to do. It's something that I end up choosing to do. It's become a pastime for me. It's become part of my life. It's become like, okay, well, I have a few minutes. Let's just go ahead and do a little drawing, a little sketch, a little something. I'm waiting for a game to load, and it's got a long load time. Okay, I'll just go ahead and pick up my sketchbook and start drawing. I'm waiting for someone to get online. Okay, I'll just start drawing. Or check my email. One of those two.
Yeah. Writing doesn't work that way for me.
Yeah,
I write a half sentence.
Exactly. Yeah, my medium is definitely a little different.
There are advantages.
Yeah.
Yeah. well. Any other thoughts? I mean, how does this? I mean, how would this? How do normal people, you know, think about these two? I mean, your ability to just do things any day and in between, you know, meld it, you know, in between events, and then my inability to do that, and more of the uh, on-off nature, I guess. There's a way to get it done, I guess, depending on who you're more like, or if there's some other thing that we don't even know about, some in between or something.
I'm still under my like weird way of approaching progress or productivity, in which it's explorative, it's more chasing excitement, working on it daily, that kind of feeling of like, I think the most important thing to do is be working on it daily, so it does become part of like a habitual thing. It does become a pastime. It does become where you spend your time. Because I returned that one sketchbook, right? Or this, no, I ended up buying two of them. I returned it, and there was like 2 days I didn't have a sketchbook, and I kept looking at the spot where my sketchbook was, and it was like, ugh, I need my sketchbook. Ugh, I need my sketchbook. It was funny. I was hungry for it. I was craving it. So I'm glad I have it back.
You know, I like patterns, and but I also like to just drown myself in one thing for a long period of time, you know? And that is what I find more enjoyable than just a pattern, you know? Like, I was, you know, every hour, you know, every morning I would, you know, do a little bit of work kind of way for a while. And yeah, I could do it, but it never felt as good as just having this open-ended period where I didn't have to stop. I didn't want to. In my mind, it was like, I can do this as long as I want. And it was like this more freeing environment. I kind of like that. Obviously, if I was unemployed or I, you know, was doing it for a living, every day could be that, which is exciting to me, thinking about that. But I'll have to settle for trying to see how one day can do it for me.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see how it turns out, how it feels. But yeah, all right. You have anything you want to add before we close it out here?
Well,
Something for them to keep in mind? Something important you want to take from this episode? If you could tell them one thing.
I think that you need to have a, you know, a pulse on the way you feel about your project, what you're trying to do. An understanding of how you want to proceed. you need to not forget that. You need to always take that pulse, and go with it. I think it's when we forget, I guess it comes back to the fact that we're doing this weekly, where we're having a person to check in with about our dreams and aspirations and all that. I was talking to someone the other day who wants to do art. She paints, she does things, and she was having struggles, these types of things, and that was the one thing that I said to her. I'm like, it really helps to have that other person, someone who just talks to you about what you want to do, and how you want to move forward with that. And she thought that would be great if she had somebody. So, and without that, it's hard to have that, constant pulse.
Yep.
What am I? What's keeping you going? What's keeping that mental link between what you want to do and you?
Mm-hmm. I think accountability is a big part of that. Yeah, it is that, right? And like I think accountability is part of that. Having that other person, that it kind of keeps you accountable for these things, because it's not just like talking about it and how to grow. It's also like, I actually have to do these things. I have to actually try. Because I mean, we're not malicious towards each other, but we do ask the hard questions on like, how do we get stuff done? Like, do you think this is gonna work for you? I mean, we've butt heads about like different strategies and stuff that we want to employ. Like we're looking for like what works for us, and I think meeting up weekly, you kind of get a better idea of what works for you, or at least you're learning what doesn't work.
What keeps you going too? I mean, even if you fail miserably over time, even if you are on and on, I am, or it's, are you gonna continue on, or are you just gonna drop off the idea for years and then look back and go,
I wish I
dang it,
would have
if I
done
just
that.
would've-
Yeah.
if I just would have powered through. In a way, we are just kind of powering through and moving forward with our aspirations here. So keep moving forward, and maybe look for that person.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, thank you for watching. We will be back next week with some more questions and answers, and probably just more questions. But leave a comment if you have anything to say. If not, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.